Okay, so a lot of you guys have been asking about blank path programming, how to change calibrations and whatnot, so here's kind of a run through. Basically what you're going to do is get your laptop and everything all hooked up to your truck, car, whatever. Leave the key out of the ignition, and we've got to move some files before you can do anything, because even when you delete sessions through IDS, it doesn't delete the files. So if you're trying to put a different calibration in something, it will grab the old session based on the VIN, and it will force whatever file was in it. So you're going to go to your C drive in your computer, and you're going to look for a folder called program data. Now you may not see it. If that's the case, go to View, then go to Options, View again, and go to Show Hidden Folders, Files, and Drives. Change that, hit Apply, hit OK. That should show up. I'm going to go to Program Data, Ford Motor Company, IDS, and Sessions. Now there'll be a bunch of folders. These files here are the ones you want. So there will be whatever sessions you had in there. So take all of these. You're going to select them, right click and hit cut, and you're going to put them somewhere. Just make a folder on your desktop, copy them to there. So you're going to cut them from here and paste them into there. In my case, I've already done that and I don't need these sessions, so I'm just going to delete them. Keep in mind, you need to copy the sessions back here when you're done if you want the old session data. If not, it's not that big of a deal. So now that you've got that done, all your sessions are gone, you're going to open up IDS, and keeping in mind the key is still off, you're going to start a new session, just regular way of doing it. Okay. Now on newer vehicles, 2011 and newer Super Duty, I know for a fact, I'm not sure about anything else, it will pull information off the network with the key off, mileage, VIN, that type of thing. So don't be alarmed if that happens. I mean, for the most part, you're not trying to change the VIN on the vehicle in the network, so it's not a big deal. There's ways around that, but that's not what we're doing today. So it's going to say it can't communicate in a few seconds here once it decides that it's done trying. No communications established. It's going to tell you to turn the key on. You don't turn the key on. Just hit OK. Would you like to retry? Hit no. It's going to tell you to turn the key on. Again, don't turn the key on. Key off, key on, key off, key on. Just keep hitting check mark, and it will eventually jump to a screen here in a moment that wants you to pick it from a list. So the ECM that I'm using is out of a truck that a friend of mine scrapped. So I have the VIN off of it, and we've pulled Oasis on it, which is right here. I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not. Most people are at this point. If you double click the VIN up here where it tells you what the vehicle is, it pops up another screen that shows tear tag, production date, that type of thing. So what you're going to do, you've got tear tag here, UES 0, we're going to use that. Also, you could use this calibration code right here if you wanted to. Typically I don't, just because there's more shit to enter. So we're going to go back to IDS, we're going to put in UES 0, and we're going to hit the check mark. Now, is this correct? I'm going to click yes. This is doing a network test, which takes forever in this situation because I have no network. All I have is the ECM. So I'm going to pause the video while it finishes the network test. You're not missing out on anything. Your vehicle will likely do this a lot quicker than this quote-unquote vehicle does. Okay, so now that that's done, basically this is a manual transmission ECM just because I don't want it trying to program a TCM when we're doing this. So now you're going to go to module programming, click your check mark. I'm going to do a PMI, and we're going to do it on the PCM. Click OK. During this blah blah blah. So on the older vehicles, it won't have saved the VIN out of the. It won't have pulled the VIN off the network somewhere. So we're gonna have to enter it. So now it wants to look for calibrations on the network, which is fine because they will be there. And probably as built as well. So it's going to tell you retrieving data on module, hit confirm. It's going to tell you turn the key on, don't turn the key on. Okay, okay. It's going to tell you to check a bunch of stuff, still key off, hit confirm again. Still key off. Same deal, it's going to want it again. It's going to do this a couple of times. Okay, now it says it'll pull the as built off the network, which is fine. It's going to download it, so we hit OK again. File downloaded successfully. Hit confirm. It's going to tell you ignition off. The ignition's already off. So now we're going to install the new module in the vehicle, quote unquote. Hit confirm because it's the same ECM. Now we can turn the key on because we're actually going to try and program the module. I don't know if this is going to work or not because this is only a 6 amp power supply and it might freak out, so bear with me here for a moment. So the key's on now. We're going to hit OK. PCM currently at the latest level, which I believe it already has this software in it, so it does notice that now. Normally it would go ahead and force different software in it. This case, this software is already on this ECM, so we're not worried about it. So now it's going to do config data. I'm going to shut the key off. Allowing module to power down. Let's key on. Now it's just verifying that it loaded, basically. We've all seen this just with a regular programming a module. Module configuration data is okay. Programming successful, calibration loaded and checked. Now, in cases like this, if all you're doing is changing the programming, you won't need the paths keys. It'll have stored the paths information as well. You didn't change the module, so you're okay. So basically just hit confirm. Wants us to reprogram the cluster. We're not worried about that right now either. And basically there we are. Now we've got the modules programmed with the VIN. And if we go to the tech log, it's loaded the software. So basically now if we were to go back to here, this is all finished. We're going to delete this session. Start new session. We'll make sure the module's good and the software's on it because the key's still on in this case. VIN was, yeah, we don't care about that. So we're going to start a new session. Boom, there it is. Is this correct? Yes. And now we're going to do our 25-minute network test again because, like I said before, we're on the same network still. So that's basically a quick once over how to force software on a module. Obviously, it's going to tell us differently when you go to load an ECM flash on. It's going to say, it's not going to give us this software's already here. It's going to load whatever you tell it to. If this isn't clear enough, I can make another video showing it actually flashing the software, but these are all the steps you're going to need to go through, and the only difference is going to be it's going to take 10 minutes longer because it's actually going to blow the software on the ECM. But yeah, that's basically it. This is a 2008 ECM, so I mean this procedure is pretty much the same for everything. So like I said, some stuff will pull data from the network, some stuff won't. So don't be surprised if sometimes when you do something like this, you will have a mileage or a VIN without having the key on. And if you're just trying to force a different program into it, then it's not a big deal. If you're putting a used ECM in, need to change the VIN, that's a different procedure, which I can walk you guys through at some point, but it's not really relevant right now. So hopefully that's helpful to some of you.